Hey, B-Roy. So now.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. King Von's manager addresses people like me who said he set up Von.
If he win, I win. Like, what do I win by setting up my artists that we're trying to work and get successful with?
Right. On the head. See? That's out. Motherfucker.
Retarded as hell. But look, y'all think, look, people think this is a movie. Look, this is real life. This is not a movie.
Right.
Like,
You're not direct that father.
And he claims, why would I set up my artists? No, what you are failing to address is those things that goes on in the music industry. You can't tell me they're not real. The reason why you would sacrifice / set up your artist is to become a household name. Like, is to get bigger and bigger in the fame. Spiritual advisor just put on her Instagram, Davon Bennett written on the money. Like, come on guys, you guys cannot ignore the fact that there is bigger things when it comes to the sacrifice of people, the human sacrifices, blood sacrifices. You cannot. It's bigger than just fame. It's about wealth. Now OTF, which is Little Durk's brand, will be forever known because of King Von, because of the death of King Von, the sacrifice. Like, you cannot ignore this type of situations. These spiritual advisors who have been speaking out, the police use them in cases. Like, it's a real thing. The spiritual world, it's a real thing. And people who try to, down them and don't believe them and think they're scammers and think they're this. The police don't think that. When it's time to use them in an investigation and stuff, you guys should go and look at stories of them, actually being successful with these people in investigations. Like, I'm telling you, it's mind-blowing information, the things that people can do to gain a certain amount of wealth. We're not talking fame. We're not talking this. Right now, OTF has made it because of the death of someone. Everyone's collecting money, and he is here trying to sit and telling people, oh, he didn't set up Von. In other words, he didn't say it wasn't a sacrifice, but he's saying that he didn't set up Von. So who did then? You said that he was taking all of this stuff and he wasn't himself that night, but yet you were there managing him, so you would have known what he drank, what he smoked. Why were you talking down on him in that interview and making him out to look like the bad person? In other words, trying to get little Tim freed. Little Durk approved this interview. Like, that's what's blowing my mind. Little Durk approved that interview with him and DJ Academics. Even though DJ Academics messes with the rat, they all profited off of Von. They're still profiting off of him. Like, his name is constantly coming up. He's constantly being shown to people on social media. It's the album rhythm right now has Von name written all over it. As it's just gonna keep going. Apparently Von had like 50 songs, right? So let's see, they released so far like 3 or something. To keep OTF at float, Little Durk's label, what they're gonna try and do is try to make someone else blow, so they can take the name off of Von, right? So that can just be gone and dealt with. Or they're gonna try and use Von's name while they do that to let that label stand still in the music industry. So for example, every time Durk's gonna drop something, Von's gonna drop something, his family, then someone else will drop something right after him, and like everyone from OTF is just gonna start dropping all this stuff. And that's what I mean by a sacrifice. Everyone is collecting blood money. They are collecting money off of people's interest into the death of King Von. That's what's happening here, guys, and we cannot ignore it. I don't care. Like, each and every one from O Block has a song. Better watch your mans. Say he love you, but he don't love you. Like, they're telling you, watch out for your main dude. Little Durk, Pooh, that's my dog, but Pooh, I'm really shiesty. Like, bruh, they will kill their own family. You're telling me they're not gonna sacrifice their brethren? Like, who is a brethren in this when they're gonna out and smoke their own family? Like, that's what you guys gotta think of when you think of people from O Block, people from OTF. They can't be trusted. They can't be this. Von used to say he didn't trust anyone. He always used to tweet about that kind of stuff. Like, he knew he was gonna die. He knew he was being watched. He knew he was being set up, but he just didn't know who by. That's why he's not settling when it comes to the spiritual advisors and everything. And yes, I believe every single word the spiritual advisor says. I believe it. We can see the body language from her emotions, but yet people still come and try to say, oh, she's fake. Him trying to silence one of King Von little shorties, right? Silence him, trying to say, oh yeah, if you go on YouTube and you talk about this, then you're a snitch. I mean, who knows? He might just be a plant, Ocho Mona. He might just be a plant, Ocho, right? We don't even know that. So at the end of the day, why is him the only person that's speaking out, like when it comes to King Von and opening up to us and all of it? And mind you, like, he was one of King Von little shorties. Where is his main man? I want to see his main man. I don't want to see someone that was under King Von. I want to see his main guy that was beside him, maybe Moo Up or something, speaking out about it. And I will give Moo Up his time. I feel his energy. I think he's totally loyal, totally genuine, from what King Von has said out of his mouth, from what Von said. But apart from that, I mean, we don't know what's going on in the music industry. We don't know what Durk's been up to. There is at least 10 people in connection to dying in connection to Durk and them dying, or being put in prison. Like, there's so much. Like, there's videos on YouTube why you should stay away from Little Durk, why you shouldn't. Like, I'm telling you guys, this stuff is real. Like, some people just have that kind of energy with them. Like, they have that bad energy. Like, when you go around some people, something always happens. And unfortunately, Little Durk is one of them. As for the manager, I don't care what he says. Like, if it wasn't a sacrifice, why did you guys, or if you didn't set him up, why did you guys kept going on like nothing happened, rebranded your page and did all this dodgy shit for clout? Like, if clout mattered in that moment, that's all that mattered to you guys, is rebranding your page and all that shit. That is exactly what mattered to them. Von don't matter, because if he did, we would have seen people coming out and crying. Apart from one girl, we would have seen people coming out crying, breaking down, pleading. Why? Like, I don't know. I mean, give me the same vibes I'm getting from FBG Duck's mom. Like, guys, something's going on here. All of them, Kayla trying to ruin his reputation and his legacy. To all Von fans that's following Little Durk, you're not going to get anything from him. All you're going to get is run around, and he's going to make 1 or 2 diss tracks here and there, say 1 or 2 things, that probably will let you guys like be gassed up and think, oh, yeah, Durk, he's probably going to do this, he's probably going to do that. And nothing's going to happen, because that's not what it's about. Just as, Tekashi tried to pay, Tekashi's manager tried to pay Little Durk 3 million to have this online beef. They might pay Quando a few million to fake his death legally, like, based on the situation and everything, so everyone can leave the situation alone. Who knows? Like, we don't know what goes on in the industry, and there's a lot of dodgy shit. There's shit that's like on a list and stuff that people do to gain clout, to gain fame. The Illuminati side of it, it's another thing. Like, it's real.